Hello. In this session, I'm going to be taking us through the Tanzania Development Vision 2050 as it is part of our model. And generally, we are going to be looking into what development vision is and why is it important, but also looking into the Tanzania Development Vision 2050 and what is the key priority areas, and lastly, looking into how ICT contributes to the implementation of the development vision. So let's get an understanding of development vision before we proceed to our development vision 2050. So a development vision is a strategic long-term roadmap that outlines a desirable future condition for a nation, organization, or community, along with the actionable strategies to achieve it. So Tanzania as a country has its vision, has the direction that it wants to take, has somewhere it wants to be. So in order for us to be able to reach there, we need some sort of a roadmap. We need a direction. And this is where a development vision comes in. So this is a strategic long-term roadmap. So long-term, that's why we're talking of 25 years, like from 2025 to 2026 to like to 2050. So that's 25 years. So that is a long term, looking at where you want to reach in the next 25 years. So it outlines the desirable future conditions for a nation. So you can also have, for organization, we usually call them strategic plan, where we have 5 years, 10 years, etc. But it also comes along with the actionable strategies to achieve it. So it serves as a guiding star to mobilize resources, to inspire citizens, to align policies towards shared socio-economic goals. So once we have the development vision in place, we use it to mobilize resources, to get resources that will help the country move towards that direction, but also to inspire citizens. So to inspire them towards achieving that goal, and also aligning our policies, guidelines, everything. We align it with the development vision, and aim is to reach towards a shared socio-economic goal. So why is it important? So development visions helps in unifies and motivates. So it brings unity. It makes people work together. So it builds national cohesion and patriotism by giving citizens a common goal to work towards. It arouses aspirations and lifts communities out of apathy. So it brings us together. The second is it drives long-term progress, so it prevents a cycle of short-sighted, slightly reactive planning by establishing a permanent meta policy. So it drives. It's a long term. It's a long term. So it prevents us from political disruptions. As you know, with politics, leaders change every day. So once you have that vision in place, it's not like one person would come and change it, but rather everybody will be working towards implementation of that plan. Maximizes resources, so it channels the minds, efforts, and finances of a nation or an organization to a core sector that produces the highest impact, effectively preventing resource waste. So with the minimum resources that we have, once you have the that vision, it means all the resources will be used towards achieving what you've agreed to achieve in that span of time. But also it helps us in measuring accountability by setting concrete long-term objectives and mid-term benchmarks. It provides a standard against which progress can be evaluated. So how can you say we have developed? How can you say we are improving? So with the vision, it helps us also measure accountability and see how we are making progress, but also seeing where we need to improve. So when we talk about development vision, it usually addresses socioeconomic issues, which include poverty. Most of the countries are still struggling in eradicating poverty, and hence one of the key aspects in any development vision is to make sure we are addressing poverty and trying to make sure that every human has food, shelter, and clothing, and we all work towards a society that is free from poverty. It also addresses issues like employment and underemployment. So with unemployment, meaning someone is ready to work but doesn't have a job, and then underemployment is someone is ready to work but then they are working in a very low activities in relation to their skills. So someone has the skills, but they're getting a very low job because of the situation around. So this leads to a loss of economic productivity and increased financial distress. Another socio-economic issue is income inequality, where a stark disproportionate distribution of wealth and opportunities among different groups within the population. So income inequality. So this gap often sparks social unrest and limits access to economic advancement. So one of the functions of a development vision is also to help in removing income inequalities. Another one is lack of access to quality education. So development vision is also making sure it put in place infrastructure which will aid in ensuring equal access to quality education. So insufficient infrastructure, high cost or poor schooling systems limit job opportunities and future earnings potential for marginalized groups. And then health inequalities as well. So a development vision always have an aim of improving access to health facilities, is disruptives in access to healthcare services, medicine and wellness infrastructure. So poor health directly limits an individual's capacity to work and places financial strain on communities. So one of the key areas in a development vision is also to enable easy access to health facilities. It also addresses issues on corruption, where we always have ways of attending corruption manners, where people are misusing their power or misusing resources that are for the public. And also, it has always have ways to address crime and violence, illegal activities that threaten public safety and drain economic resources. It, it causes massive damage to a country's social fabric and economic progress. So all these social economic aspects are being addressed in development visions. So now let's have a look a little bit on key issues in the Tanzania Development Vision 2050. So the Development Vision 2050 was developed. I think we all heard when the committee was moving around the country to collect ideas, to collect issues that can be addressed. So its implementation is expected to start in July 2026 and it will go all the way to 2050. So despite the achievements of Vision 2025, further efforts are needed to eradicate poverty and build a strong, inclusive economy. So as you can remember, when mentioning aspects that are covered, the socio-economic aspects, one of them was poverty. So now we have succeeded in Vision 2025, but now we still need to address such issues looking towards looking towards 2050. So the country envisions achieving socio-economic development on par with or exceeding that of upper middle income economies, guided by Tanzanian Development Vision 2050. So as I said, that a development vision sets standard. So we want Tanzania to reach upper middle income economies by 2050. However, the path to the vision requires preparation for transformative changes as the population is expected to double to um, 140 million. Kwa hiyo Tanzania is expected to double, but also there's a lot that needs to be done for Tanzania to reach these upper middle income economies. With over half living in urban areas, this demographic shift will significantly impact food security, housing, employment, education, and healthcare. So strategic investments in key sectors such as agriculture, mining, tourism, manufacturing, and technology will be crucial for quadrupling the economy and meeting the demands of a rapid urbanizing and youthful population. So as I mentioned earlier when talking of development visions, we have somewhere we want to reach, we have minimum resources, but we need to prioritize. So as you can see, strategic investment in key sectors, they are mentioned: agriculture, mining, tourism, manufacturing, and technology. So yes, other sectors are important as well, but these ones are seen to be the priority areas that will be driving the economy of the country to help us reach the Vision 2050. So at the same time, Tanzania must navigate a global landscape shaped by economic vulnerability, widening inequalities, climate change, urbanization, disruptive technologies, and geopolitical tensions. So we're not working as an island. There's everything there's a lot of things happening around the world, so we also need to take that into consideration. So these interconnected challenges necessitates the focus of resilience, equity, and sustainability. Yet opportunities abound, including technology advancements, global transitions to clean energy, and increased gender equalities. So as you can see, technology advancements have been mentioned because it is one of the things really pushing the world today. So in Development Vision 2050, we need to put that into consideration. But at the same time, we need to leverage in the growing youth population, because I think more than half of the population is youth. So we also need to address the youth population. So the Vision 2050 outlines an ambitious idea for national future and a roadmap for achieving it. So it builds on the achievements and lessons of the Tanzania Development Vision 2025. So we start where we ended in 2025, and that's how we move forward. So the development vision, it's a document, it's a long document, but here we have extracted some of the key issues. And we see Tanzania Development Vision 2050 high-level targets. So these are the key targets for the Vision 2050. Tanzania is an industrialized upper middle income country with USD 700 billion economy and a per capita income between USD 470 and USD 8,000. So these are the targets that we want to achieve. So Tanzania has eradicated extreme poverty and has fewer than 5% of the population living below poverty line. So by 2050, this is what we want to see. The third is Tanzania is a leading food producer in Africa and among the top 10 food producers in the world. The fourth is Tanzania business and investments climate attractiveness is among the top 3 in Africa. And then Tanzania's private sector is strong, confident, and competitive in regional and global markets. Number 6, Kiswahili is adopted as one of the 2 official languages in Africa and one of the official languages in the United Nations. Number 7, an industry-linked and skilled-based high-quality education system at all levels. Number 8, Tanzania are healthy and enjoy universal high-quality health, water, and social protection. Number 9, Tanzania is energy sufficient with per capita energy consumption of at least 600 kilowatts. So likewise, there are, as you can see, 20 focus areas for like what Tanzania is going to be measured when we reach 2050. 2050, looking at these 20 key areas. And number 17, Tanzania attaining universal secondary education, and at least 15% of Tanzanians have higher education and the skills relevant for dynamic global economy. So you can see it is targeting all aspects. So at least 1 in 2 Tanzanians have a job in the formal sector with a contract and the social security benefits. So addressing the unemployment and underemployment challenge. Basically, you can always go and read all of them, all the 20 areas that Tanzania is focusing on, stipulated in the Development Vision 2050. Land is clearly mapped to various uses, including settlement, agriculture, livestock development, and investment, etc., etc. And then number 12, I was looking for that. Tanzanians are competent, confident creators and users of digital products and services. I think this is the one that really resonates with us. Number 12. Tanzanians are competent, confident creators and users of digital products and services. So in our model, this is number 12 is what we are contributing on, is in 2050, that is where Tanzania wants to be. So this is the Tanzania Development Vision 2050 framework. The main motto is a prosperous, just, inclusive, and self-resilient nation where we have good governance, peace, security, and stability, but it has pillars on strong, inclusive, and competitive economy, human capabilities and social development, but also environmental integrity and climate change resilience. In this, we have transformative sectors that we're going to see, but we also have drivers, which will help us achieve a prosperous, just, inclusive, and self-resilient nation. So the drivers for the vision realization of the Vision 2050 include integrated logistics, science, and technology. So that is why we are discussing this, but also research and development and digital transformation, making sure that digital transformation can significantly propel Tanzania towards its 2050 goal by enhancing economic growth, improve service delivery, and fostering innovation through digital technologies. Thus, Tanzania envisions a digitally proficient society that embraces emerging technologies, including artificial intelligence, blockchain technologies, and Internet of Things, ensures nationwide across access to reliable communication and Internet services, fosters innovation, promotes socio-economic development, supports data-driven decision-making, high-frequency data, and positions itself as a regional hub for technology development, app creation, and digital content. So this is why in our model we need to talk about the development vision, and this is why we are doing the assignment of building a digital solution for a community problem. So that we can support this driver for digital transformation. And as mentioned earlier, transformative sectors, so sectors where the vision is concentrating on include the agriculture, consumer service, tourism, mining, manufacturing, financial services, real estate, and construction, together with the blue economy. And then we have sports and creative arts. And number 10, cross-sectoral foundations for human development. So let us see the importance of digital technologies in implementing the Tanzania Development Vision 2050, although we have seen earlier that digital technology is one of the drivers for the for the Tanzania Development Vision 2050, and we have seen that in number 12, what we want to see in 2050 is related to digital. We want to see people are comfortable and confident in creating and using digital solutions. So let's see how digital technologies can help. So one, it can help in improving digital education and skills development. So ICT can support e-learning, virtual classroom, digital libraries to improve access to quality education and equip citizens with 21st century digital skills. The second is to enhancing healthcare services. So through telemedicine, electronic medical records, and mobile health application, ICT can improve healthcare delivery, especially in rural and underserved communities. The third is to support smart agriculture. As you can see, agriculture is one of the main core areas. So through ICT, we can come up with tools such as mobile advisory services, weather forecasting applications, precision farming, etc., where the smart agriculture is being practiced. ICT can also help in promoting e-governance, as digital government platforms can improve public service delivery, increase transparency, reduce corruption, and make government services more accessible to citizens. The other one is boosting industrialization and innovation. Through with the use of ICT, we can enable automation, digital manufacturing, research collaboration, innovation hubs that support industrial growth and competitiveness. The next one is expanding financial inclusion. So mobile banking and digital payment system can provide financial services to unbanked population, supporting entrepreneurship and economic growth. So here is where you have the fintech solutions coming in, but you also have a lot of digital mobile banking and digital payment infrastructures that support digital inclusion. The next one is improving infrastructure management. So smart technology can enhance transportation systems, energy management, water supply, monitoring, and urban planning for sustainable development. Another one is creating employment opportunities. So ICT can generate jobs in software development, digital marketing, cybersecurity, data analysis, and technology entrepreneurship, especially for youth. So this also is where our assignment comes in, but also it is where I always keep insisting on how we can think of ourselves as solution providers, seeing how we can make best use of whatever we know and create an employment out of it. Another one is strengthening disaster management and climate monitoring. So ICT systems can support early warning system, environmental monitoring, rapid communication during disasters, and climate-related emergencies. So in line with issues related to climate change, ICT can create monitoring tools that can help in addressing it. And the last one is enhancing trade and global connectivity, where digital platforms and e-commerce systems can help Tanzania businesses access international market, improve logistics, and increase participation in the digital economy. So generally, that is all I have to share about the Tanzania Development Vision 2050. I have shared the document that I would like for you to pass through. But as you look into the document, there is so much written about innovation, there is so much written about the digital economy, and there is so much written about the youth. Which means if you're 20 years now, when it comes to 2050, you'll be 70 years. So it means all this time where you are productive, you will be addressing issues in the Vision 2050. So I wish you all the best.